be the most important episode you will hear this year. When someone you care about relies on alcohol, it's like watching them drown in slow motion. You throw them a rope and they say they're fine. You build them a life raft and they set it on fire. You scream for them to swim ashore, but they just swim further out. It is maddening, it is painful, and it makes you believe that you're losing your mind. So what do most people do in this situation? Well, unfortunately, they try harder because they love them, right? Okay, everybody, you love them. You want to help, but nothing you do or nothing you say seems to get through. They just keep on drinking and you keep on breaking. You try to reason with them. You're walking around them on eggshells and you swing between tough love and silent tolerance. And still nothing changes. So now what? Hello, everybody. My name is Davy. I am not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone who lives a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck. And I spend every waking moment of that life helping other people do the same, like right now. Welcome to Coach's Corner, another episode straight from my heart of my coaching practice here at Strive, where I help our strivers in our community to become alcohol-free as fuck and live a self-led life. And I want to speak directly to those of you who aren't struggling with alcohol yourselves, really, but you love someone who is. Because I hear it all the time. Lee, I don't know what to say to them. Lee, I don't know what to do. Lee, I'm exhausted trying to help. Lee, they're drinking again and I feel like I am losing them. So if this is you, stick around because this might be the most important episode you will hear this year. When someone you care about relies on alcohol, it's like watching them drown in slow motion. You throw them a rope and they say they're fine. You build them a life raft and they set it on fire. You scream for them to swim ashore, but they just swim further out. It is maddening, it is painful, and it makes you believe that you're losing your mind. So what do most people do in this situation? Well, unfortunately, they try harder because they love them, right? They give them ultimatums. They clean up their mess. They go to war with a bottle thinking if they can just say the right thing or love them hard enough, everything will change. But here's the truth. Trying to fix someone else's relationship with alcohol is like rearranging furniture in a burning house. You feel useful, you feel in control, fine, but the fire is still raging and you are still inside it. And that's why at Strive, we flip the script. Instead of focusing on the drinker, we work on the only person we can actually control, you. Because the liquid lie doesn't just trap the drinker, it traps everyone around the drinker. Right, we're going to take a short break, but let me ask you this when we do. If you stopped trying to rescue them, what would you have to become to save yourself? Sit with that and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the 1000 Days Sober podcast. Before the break, we explored the trap of trying to change someone else's drinking habits. Now, let's take a look at what actually helps. Here's the uncomfortable but liberating truth. You don't need to make them do anything. You don't need to fix them. You don't need to rescue them. You don't need to manipulate them. What you need to do is focus on yourself and live a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck. How do you do that? Well, at Strive, we have the Strive method, our 6-month workshop that helps you understand liquid lie and break out of alcohol reliance. And I'm going to teach you 3 of the important facets of that method here today, right? Number 1, learn to be a world-class communicator. At Strive, we focus heavily on 2 main methods of communication. The first is nonviolent communication by Marshall Rosenberg, and the second is the 5 secrets of effective communication by our former 1000 Days Sober podcast guest, David Burns. Because if your words are landing like bombs, if your tone drips with shame or panic, you're not helping, you're actually triggering their parts and your parts. And these tools only work when they come from self, not from fear, not from control. And this is why they are part of a bigger puzzle. So learn to be a world-class communicator, all right? But this merges into number 2, radical self-work. Like I said, it's not about them. It never was. When your parts are screaming, why don't they change? That is your work. You need boundaries, emotional, sexual, financial, energetic. You need access to self. You need to sit with your guilt, your shame, your helplessness, your rage, and meet it with curiosity, not reactivity. You become the stable, grounded presence they don't even know they need. Okay. And number 3, learn their terrain, understand their world. I remember when Jude, my boy, when he was younger, was into Minecraft, right? And this is a time when I was struggling to connect with him, with teenagers. So I read the biography of Minecraft. I learned about his world so I could communicate with him more effectively, right? This is the same here. Study the liquid lie. Study it. Go to our website, the Strive Method. Download our free book, The Liquid Lie Unveiled, right? Take the Strive Method workshop. Understand alcohol reliance. Learn about trauma, the nervous system. Learn internal family systems and learn how parts work and self works. Why? Because when they finally wake up, and they will at some point, when they have their eureka moment in the bathtub, like we all do, right? When they have their midlife awakening, when they're ready to positively disintegrate and crawl into the cocoon, ready to turn into the butterfly, when they are ready to be released from the matrix and they really need a Morpheus to put their hand in and pull them out, you don't collapse, you don't panic, you don't take over, you hold space because you're grounded and you listen and you walk beside them, not in front of them. Today's daily vow. Today I will not drink because I refuse to carry what was never mine to hold. I will stop rescuing others to avoid rescuing myself. I will stop feeling the need to fix. I will stop controlling to feel safe. Instead, I will lead with compassion, not control. I will draw boundaries, not battle lines. I will do the deep work within because healing them isn't my path. Healing me is. The way I do one thing is the way I do everything. And today I choose to lead myself. Some questions to reflect on as you go about your day today. Feel free to share them with me on social media at LeeDavyCoaching or email me at thestrivemethod@gmail.com. What part of you wants to rescue your loved ones and why? Where are you still trying to control somebody else's journey? And what boundary have you been avoiding that would set you free? Let me know. Okay, I have to go. I have to shoot off to work and get busy and get jiggy with it. If this episode struck a nerve, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's grow this community that we're building here of strivers. Let's create a new system of people who look at alcohol for what it is, that we become alcohol free as fuck and we wave that flag so more people can see it, so we can break free of the liquid lie and change what is a devastating drug that is sweeping around the world and has been since the beginning of time. Rate and review the podcast. It will help more strivers find their way. Subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. This is episode 75 days on the trot. We've been providing you some juice. And if you do want to learn about the 5 secrets of effective communication, if you want to learn about nonviolent communication, be a world-class communicator, how to take radical responsibility, trauma, nervous system work, how to show up and be the very best person you can be for the people in your life who are struggling with alcohol reliance, then head over to thestrivemethod.com. Join the waiting list to take the stuck phase, the first of 6 modules of the Strive Method, and I will be there to support you. Until tomorrow, much love and strive on. And remember, you've got this. Today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, but today, you don't need to drink. You've got this. Much love and strive.